Hey, we're back, and now we're on page 12 with our multiplication strategy. And this isn't about our math practice. It sounds like back in school with a multiplication and addition and subtraction and all that. It is our discipleship plan to make sure that we are making room at all times to reach as many people with the gospel and to help them begin to grow up in Christ. And the best way for us to do that is to constantly start new groups. Our classrooms, as I said, are all kind of small, all things being equal. They only hold about 8 to 20 people. So if our groups get to 18, 19, or 20, then there's really not room to add new people. And the only way to add new people is to start new groups. Or I guess we could just start tearing out all the walls. The only problem is that tears out the room for the group meeting next to you. So we want to continually start new groups. We have changed our schedule, which doubles the amount of our adult space to have connect groups. And that way we can continue to start new groups. And so that's what our multiplication strategy is all about. Listen, there was a time when there was only one group. I guarantee you in 1901 when the church started, they didn't have 18 Sunday school classes or connect groups. They had one. And then somebody said, hey, this is too many. Let's have two. You know what? That's been part of our heritage since the day we started. And so we are committed to that legacy and that heritage. Our church has grown throughout the years because we've continually said, let's start new groups to reach new people. And because some people long before you got here had the faith and obedience to step out of a group they loved, no doubt, to start new groups to reach new people, we were able to reach you. And so we want to continue that, continue to pass it on and to pay it forward by starting new groups. What that means, practically speaking, is in your Connect group, at some point, that as you reach people, you invite your friends, people show up in our worship services, need a group, some point, your group will grow to a point where they're really not fitting in the room anymore. And by the way, you can say, well, can't we move to a bigger room? We'd be happy to tour the facilities with you. They don't exist at our church. And that's probably a good thing. So we don't need groups of 40 because then people just stop participating. We want to keep them small enough where everybody's got robust participation and it's easier for the group leaders to keep up and care for everybody. So at some point your group will get big enough where there's not room for more people. And so we will be looking in advance of that to see who could be the leader of the new group when your group starts a new group. And there's several different ways you can start groups. Sometimes it's just 50-50. Half the group goes one way and half the group goes the other way. And now you have two groups that have plenty of room to grow. Sometimes we see where 2 or 3 people or couples will step out of a group, so it's not anywhere near half, and they will just say, we think we know some friends in our community, or we notice a lot of guests in worship who look like they're our age, and we're going to start kind of smaller, but be real aggressive to fill out our group, and that's great as well. Sometimes rather than 50-50, what we'll have is several groups that are reaching about the same age group or same people, and they're all kind of getting a little big. And so we may just pull some people from each of those groups and create a new group as well. So there's a lot of different ways to do this. And then we've even had some people say, I just feel a call of God on me by myself or with one other person or my spouse. We just want all the guest names from VBS or just the guests from this fall or spring or Easter, whatever it is, or we just have some friends who don't have a church and they're just real pioneers and they start from scratch, so to speak. We love all of those different ways of starting new groups and making more room for more people. It's not about just wanting to get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's about wanting as many people to come to know Christ as possible and then to make sure we're really helping them grow. So if Brandon or me or whoever it is begins to speak to your group about multiplication, don't make the mistake of saying, well, we know how to keep that from affecting our class. We'll just stop inviting our friends. Well, the last thing we want to do is be disobedient to the call of the Great Commission that Jesus gave us in order to be comfortable that we get to stick with our friends in our group. You can still be the great friends. You can go on vacation, go out to eat with those people. All of that works out fine, but we need you to embrace a gospel-centered missional mindset that says when it's time for my group to make more room for more people, rather than digging my heels in, I'm going to get my heart in order and I'll find a way to stay connected to those other people through other activities, but I'm ready to make more room for us to welcome the people that God is sending us. So that's our multiplication strategy, and you'll probably hear more about that in the days to come. If you have some questions about that after you stop the video, that'd be a good time to ask them. Thanks.